1960s Everplay rechargeable AM pocket radio. These were a dime a dozen, of course. There's millions of these still in existence and very popular at one time. And I'm kind of curious to get this one to work because it's rechargeable. That makes it a bit unique. Made in Japan. These are back in the days when Japanese stuff was considered inferior to American. Now, of course, Chinese is considered inferior and Japanese is considered great stuff. It's interesting how countries come up like that. Guess it's all about marketing and public perception. Here's taking a look at the inside. It's got 4 cans, so it's 2 IF stage. Red is the oscillator, and then there's 2 IF amplifier stages, so it should perform decent. It's like a decent quality tuning cap. And here's the unique part right here. So I guess that would be 3.6 volt at 180 milliamps. So that would be basically 3 nickel cadmium cells. And of course, this big thing right here is the line mains, whatever you want to call it. The line right there, this is in series to regulate the current charging the rechargeable battery. So basically what they usually do is they use a rectifier diode, maybe a resistor, and the capacitor. These devices here are kind of interesting too. I don't know if I have ever seen anything like this. They kind of look like disc capacitors that have 3 leads on them, almost like transistors, except I would assume that those are the output transistors right there, audio output. Anyway, the odds of this battery being good are about 1 in a billion. I don't see any leakage. Maybe there's a little corrosion. That'd be the positive. That would be the negative. The odds of this just turning on and working are pretty good. It's possible that it has open electrolytic capacitors in it. I don't even see. Maybe that gray thing right there could be one, but I don't even see any other electrolytic capacitors in here. And inside there's even a little it's not a schematic, it's just like a parts list. Oh, are those selenium diodes? Is that what those are? Those little 3 pin dealies there, because it says here, it shows SELEN. So are those selenium rectifiers? You know, selenium is an element that's very important for the human body. If you run out of selenium, you have a heart attack. Everybody should be taking a selenium supplement or a supplement with selenium in it. And to save money, I might just take those and eat them. They're about pill sized. They look good. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to try this charger. This is one of those programmable chargers for any type of battery, and these actually work very well. I'm gonna try and charge it here with this, and it's not going to work, but NiCad charge 100 milliamps. That's probably overkill. You should probably charge this at 20, but that'll bang it pretty hard. Let's give it a try. Basically, we just hook that on there like that, and we just hit enter. Now notice the voltage dropping as it starts to charge. And this is actually a pretty sophisticated charger. It'll cut off when it's full based on the voltage, the amount the voltage drops. See how it turned the charge off there? So it just does that and watches how much drop there is. And it knows when, I guess, there's not so much drop that the battery is charged. It's pretty good. These things are pretty good. But yeah, not a lot of hope here. When it's at 7 volts, that's like the battery's open. All the juice is leaked out. But we'll give it some time and see what happens. And I think it's safe to say the battery just failed, because watch what it does here. Watch the voltage. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that thing is dead. But maybe it's retaining just enough of a charge to test this thing out. So let's see what happens here. Doing some of this stuff. Okay, that's good. Get rid of the switching power supply.
I wish you was here, bro. I would take care of you. No. Crap. So just give me speakers like Amazon Alexa.
Truly non-surgical face and neck tightening procedure that I trust actually work for you. Offered exclusively.
Sister Jean, maybe the good news for some is that Sister Jean in Loyola, Chicago. Yes, I'm talking to you, Travis.
Hear that squeal?
Sexual battery of 59-year-old Daniel being held at the San Diego Central Jail on $900,000 bail. Bidder registration gets underway tomorrow for the county. Readers.
Michael Benton thinks it's time for Hillary Clinton to ride off into the sunset.
You've probably heard some of Hillary Clinton's comments. I think her comments really do not even deserve to be taken seriously.
Passion.
Relacionado con
Ave Maria. You seemeth to be supplement. Do it. The annual Easter egg roll. He was ordained. Larry Elder. Here is the Sacramento. That's your battery.
Let me see if I can find the classic oldie station. Stand by.
Extend 70 News Radio. Good morning. I'm Heather Jordan. Our top local stories right now at 9:05. A man killed while trying to cross a busy Los Angeles freeway on foot. Plus, a high-speed...
Wow, that's deep. I would never have thought something like that could happen.
Just a moment right now.
Okay, here's the oldie station. As the battery goes dead. Probably running on about 2 volts or less. Well, you know what? I'm gonna call this a wrap. It hasn't been much of a video. I don't think there's much restoration at all needed on this device right here. I don't. Maybe that one capacitor, I don't know. Maybe there's some capacitors underneath, but it seems to work very well. If it gets this radio station, it's pretty sensitive, so, and there's no problem with volume. I'm probably just going to leave it alone. It's kind of unique. If I wanted to make it work, I would take a 9-volt battery and take it apart. 9-volt batteries have little square cells in them, and you just cut them up. Some of them have round, like quad A cells in them, but a lot of them now just have a stack of cells, and you can just cut it up and get the voltage you want. But this is kind of a unique thing here, and I could probably find on eBay a replacement battery. Probably even one of those smoke alarm batteries will work. You know, I could do one of those real quick. I believe they actually make small rechargeables like this for some computer type application, memory backup, laptops. This is a 3-volt lithium out of one of those Kidda or whoever makes some 10-year guaranteed fire smoke alarms that start squawking with a low battery after about 2 years. So I pull the batteries out of those, and they're usually at about 90%. I'll plug this in real quick. So you can see this would fit in there just perfect, and it'd probably last 20 years. You can hear it doesn't sound distorted with a little bit more voltage. Anyway, yeah, when fixing this stuff, you just have to kind of think outside the box and be willing to open your wallet up a little bit, and you can make this old stuff work pretty good. Anyway, that's the Everplay rechargeable radio. It's probably a super novelty when it came out. And here you go. $6 for 4 of them. Made in Germany, $13 for 1 of them. Made in China, $8 for 8 of them. 80 milliamps. I bet 80 milliamps would run that radio for days. Yeah, a lot of options here. As long as the wallet is willing to open, there's always a way to make it work.